leaned across that metal table, looked me straight in the eyes, and whispered, "You want to know the worst part? I enjoyed watching them realize no one was coming. I'm the FBI interrogator who spent 40 hours in a room with Israel Keys. And what he told me, it still keeps me awake at night. My name is Special Agent Jennifer Dawson. I've been with the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit for 17 years. I've sat across from serial killers, domestic terrorists, child predators. I thought I'd seen the depths of human darkness. Then they brought me Israel Keys. It was March 2012. A young woman named Samantha Koenig had vanished from a coffee kiosk in Anchorage, Alaska. Security footage showed a tall figure in a dark hoodie. Within days, her family received a ransom photo, Samantha, seemingly alive, holding that day's newspaper. But when they brought Keys into that interrogation room in Anchorage, I knew immediately. Something was different about this one. He didn't look like a monster. That's what struck me first. 6'2", lean build, calm hazel eyes. He could have been a contractor, a park ranger, someone you'd ask for directions. He sat down, folded his hands on the table, and smiled at me. Not a smirk, not a sneer, a genuine, almost friendly smile. "You're not from Anchorage," he said. His voice was smooth, educated. "Let me guess. Quantico." I didn't answer. I'd learned long ago not to give them anything. But Keys just nodded like he already knew. "I'll make you a deal, Agent Dawson," he said, reading my name off my badge. "I'll tell you about Samantha. I'll tell you everything. But first, I need you to understand something. I need you to understand who I really am." The recording was running. My partner Jeff was watching through the glass. I had my notepad, my questions prepared. Standard procedure. But nothing about Israel Keys would be standard. "Samantha Koenig is dead," he said flatly. "She was dead when I took that photo. I propped her eyelids open with fishing line, held the newspaper next to her frozen body, and took the picture. The ransom? That was just entertainment." My blood went cold, but I kept my face neutral. "Where is she?" "Matanuska Lake. Cut a hole in the ice, weighted her down." He paused. "But that's not what you should be asking me about, Agent Dawson. Samantha was unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time. But the others? Others." His smile widened. "I've been doing this for 14 years. Over the next 6 weeks, I spent more time with Israel Keys than I spent with my own family. 42 hours of recorded interviews. Hundreds more of preparation, strategy sessions, trying to verify his claims. Because what Keys told me, it changed everything we thought we knew about serial killers. You're all looking for patterns," he explained during our third session. He was relaxed now, almost enjoying himself. "That's how you catch them, right? Geographic profiling, victim typology, cooling off periods. Ted Bundy liked young women with long brown hair. BDK stayed in Wichita. The Zodiac sent letters. And you?" I asked. I had no pattern. That was my pattern. He explained it methodically, like he was describing a woodworking project. For over a decade, Keys had been traveling across the United States, sometimes for his legitimate construction work, sometimes for murder. He'd choose a location at random. Vermont, Texas, Washington State, New York. Then he'd prepare what he called kill kits. "I'd bury them years in advance," he said. Remote locations. Tupperware containers with a gun, ammunition, cache, tools. Buried 2 feet deep, marked with rocks or trees. I'd make a kill kit, bury it, and leave. Maybe I wouldn't come back for 3 years. Maybe 5. "Why?" I asked. He looked at me like I'd asked a stupid question. "Because when you kill someone and you're caught within days, they know it was you. But when you kill someone and you've been gone for 3 years, you weren't even in the state. You don't exist in the investigation." I felt sick, but I couldn't show it. "The Lake Crescent couple," he continued. Washington State, 2005. Hikers found them a year later, bones scattered by animals. Know how many suspects they interviewed? 83. Know who they never looked at? Me. Because I lived in Alaska, I'd never been arrested. I had no connection to the victims. I was a ghost. How many? I asked quietly. Keys leaned back, considering. More than 11. Less than well. Let's just say more than 11. He wouldn't give me exact numbers. That was part of his game. He'd confirm kills if we could prove them. If we had a body, if we had evidence. But he wouldn't just volunteer information. He wanted to be in control. Bill and Lorraine Currier, he said during our 8th session. Vermont, June 2011. Broke into their house at night. They never saw it coming. We'd been investigating that disappearance for months. Middle-aged couple, vanished from their Essex home. No signs of struggle, no witnesses, nothing. What did you do with them? I asked. Drove them to an abandoned farmhouse I'd scouted weeks earlier. Then an old barn in Parishville, New York. They're not findable, Agent Dawson. I made sure of that. He was right. We never found them. But the details he knew, the layout of their house, the color of Lorraine's nightgown, the type of lock on their back door. We confirmed it all. He'd been there. What haunted me most wasn't the violence. I'd heard violence before. It was his complete lack of anything. No rage, no sexual gratification, no elaborate fantasy. He killed because he decided to kill. The way you might decide to go fishing. Didn't you feel anything? I asked once, breaking protocol. He thought about it. Really thought about it. Satisfaction, he finally said. Like solving a difficult puzzle. The planning, the execution, the disposal. Getting away with it. That's what I felt. Satisfaction. Keys had rules. Twisted rules, but rules. Never kill near home. Never kill anyone he knew. Never take souvenirs. Never use the same method twice. Never leave digital evidence. Cash only, no credit cards that could track him. Rental cars paid in cash. Burner phones. Technology is your enemy, he told me. Every text, every GPS ping, every ATM camera. I watched them catch BTK because he sent a floppy disk. Watched them catch the BTK because he got comfortable. I'd never get comfortable. He'd studied them all. Bundy, Gacy, Ridgway, Raider. He'd learned from their mistakes. They got emotional, he said. They developed patterns, signatures. They wanted recognition. I wanted the opposite. I wanted to disappear. And he had, for 14 years. He'd kill in Vermont, then return to Alaska for months. Work his construction jobs, go to his daughter's school events, have beers with his friends. Nobody suspected. How could they? He was helpful, friendly, reliable. Just a regular guy. The Colville Reservation, he mentioned during week 4. Washington State, maybe 2006, maybe 2007. I'm not sure exactly. That one was spontaneous. Spontaneous. I was driving through, saw someone hitchhiking. Young woman, maybe early 20s. I thought, why not? He paused. She fought hard. I respected that. We checked missing persons reports. We found 7 possibilities. 7 young women who'd vanished near that area in that time frame. 7. We'll probably never know which one it was. But it was session 12 that broke something in me. You want to know the closest I came to getting caught? He asked. I waited. New York City. 2009, I grabbed someone in the Bronx. Had them in my rental car. Was driving upstate to one of my disposal sites. Got pulled over for a broken taillight. My heart stopped. State trooper walked up, asked for my license and registration. The whole time, they're in the trunk. Sedated but alive. The troopers standing 3 feet from them. What did you do? I was polite. Apologized for the light. He wrote me a warning, told me to get it fixed. I said thank you, drove away. Stopped at the next town, fixed the taillight, continued to my destination. He shook his head, almost amused. The trooper never knew. Nobody knew. That's the thing, Agent Dawson. For every one of me you catch, how many are out there you don't know about? How many people just disappear? I couldn't answer that. You're afraid I'm right, he said, reading my expression. You're afraid there are more like me. Are there? I asked. He smiled. What do you think? On April 4th, 2012, Keyes told me something that still doesn't make sense. I'm done, he said suddenly. I'm not giving you any more. We'd been close to confirming another case, a disappearance in New Jersey. He'd given us enough details that we were sure it was him. Why? I asked. You've come this far. Because I realized something, Agent Dawson. You're not trying to understand me. You're trying to use me. For your career, for your statistics, for your damn profile that you'll present at conferences. That's not. Yes, it is. His calm facade cracked for the first time. I thought you were different. I thought you actually cared about the truth. But you're just like the rest of them. I'm a case study to you. A monster in a cage. You are a monster, I said quietly. He stared at me. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then why do you keep coming back? He asked. Why do you spend every day in here with me? You could send any agent. But it's always you. I didn't have an answer. It's because you see it, he whispered. Deep down, in the part of yourself you don't want to admit exists, you see how easy it would be. How thin that line is. That's what terrifies you. Not me. What you could be. You're wrong, I said. Am I? 3 days later, I arrived at the detention center for our scheduled session. Israel Keyes had hanged himself in his cell. He'd used a torn bed sheet, anchored it to the window frame. He'd slashed his wrists first. They found coward written in blood on the wall. His own blood. He left a note. 12 pages. The FBI classified most of it, but I've read it. All of it. It wasn't a confession. It wasn't an apology. It was a poem. A rambling, disturbing poem about murder and darkness and the sweet release of control. The last line. You'll never find them all. It's been over 12 years since Israel Keyes died in that cell. The FBI officially attributes 8 to 11 victims to him. But Keyes indicated there were more. How many more? We don't know. He took that secret with him. We found 4 of his kill kits: New York, Alaska, Washington, and Texas. How many more are still buried, waiting in the woods? We don't know that either. Sometimes I think about that trooper, the one who pulled him over with a victim in the trunk. Does he know? Has anyone told him how close he was? I think about the families of the missing. How many of them are still waiting for answers that Keyes could have given? How many will never know? But mostly I think about what he said to me. About that line. Because he was wrong about me. I'm not like him. I couldn't be. But he was right about something else. There are more. I've worked 17 more cases since Keyes. I've interrogated men who raped and murdered children. I've interviewed women who killed their entire families. I've documented horrors that would make you sick. But none of them were like Israel Keyes. None of them were that calculated, that patient, that invisible. He proved something that the FBI doesn't want to acknowledge. That with enough discipline, enough planning, enough time, someone could kill for decades and never be caught. We only found Keyes because he broke his own rules. He killed Samantha Koenig too close to home. He used her debit card, created a digital trail. He got comfortable. But what about the ones who never get comfortable? The ones who follow the rules? They're out there, right now, living normal lives, going to work, raising families, and we have no idea who they are. I left the FBI in 2019. I couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't spend my days in rooms with people like Keyes. Couldn't carry their darkness home with me. But I still think about him, about those 42 hours, about the way he looked at me in that final session and asked, "Why do you keep coming back?" I've never told anyone this. Not my therapist, not my ex-husband, not my former partner. But I came back because part of me, a small, terrible part of me, was fascinated. Not by the violence, by the puzzle, by the sheer audacity of what he'd accomplished. And that's what scares me most. Because if I could feel that, even for a moment, then maybe he was right. Maybe that line is thinner than we want to believe. Israel Keyes is gone, but his legacy isn't. Somewhere out there, in a forest in Vermont or a field in Texas or a lake in Washington, someone is waiting to be found. And somewhere else, someone is planning their next move. My name is Jennifer Dawson. I spent 42 hours with one of America's most prolific serial killers. And I still don't understand him. Maybe that's the point. Maybe we're not supposed to. As of 2025, the FBI believes Israel Keyes may have killed up to 20 people. Most remain unidentified. If you have information about any unsolved disappearances between 2001 to 2012, please contact the FBI.